Previously on Survivor Branford. After taking a big swing at Brandon and missing, Tasha needed to rely on the protection that Sarah had been giving her more than ever, as she was now the last remaining Parkside member in the game. A growing feeling in the tribe that Pat's time to go was long overdue provided him a wake-up call that he was not in the endgame plans of the dominant alliance of Sarah, Brandon, and Dennis. With Tasha ensuring her safety by winning immunity, and Pat taking on an urgency to save himself, the plan to go for Brandon was resurrected. Wanting to have made a move against Brandon previously, but understanding she'd be caught in the minority, Haley came on board, but this only made a 3-3 split look like the most likely outcome. In a late shocker, Dennis went against his Hour 1 alliance, feeling an overwhelming need to differentiate his game, and gave those targeting Brandon a majority, stunning Sarah, and leaving all to guess what could possibly happen next. 5 are left. Who will be voted out tonight?
We said we were gonna do, we did, so
Yeah.
I'm happy with how that went.
I was hearing like rumblings of like, oh, I think it's gonna be a rock draw.
No, I didn't want to go to Rock.
Final five.
I know.
I can't believe it.
What happened? I was left in the dark. I know.
I just need to get him out for my safety.
I understand. No, I know.
He's a
I
strong
said
competitor.
I wrote Pat's name down last round, so I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, I'm waiting to get him out for like half the game.
Same. I feel like every time we talk, we're like, okay,
I'm
next
worried about
round.
that, yeah, but
Yeah.
so we're in the last home stretch. It's crazy.
I kind of just got blindsided. They were just very concerned about Brandon, who I've been saying is my number one. He's, to them, was the biggest jury threat, so they kind of had to make a move on him. It might actually work out because better for me, because maybe if I did take him to the end, he would have beat me. I still think I have a chance with Tasha and Dennis. I think they'd still want to work with me. They just wanted to get Brandon out.
2 years ago, I would get final 6 and I went out of rock, and I was terrified of that happening, and I knew there were 3 other people who were putting Brandon's name down. So that's why I was like trying to talk to you. At that point I was like, can we be on this? But then I was so afraid to like tell you it was Brandon. I've already made so many enemies
I know.
that I'm like, why don't I just
It's okay. Guys, literally, that was the best move for you.
I know you like protected me a lot,
Seriously, that was fun.
And
but
that's
we
Still the three of us.
yeah.
That was tough to do, get out Brandon. Hopefully Sarah is still up for me, Tasha, and her.
I think Brandon was such a threat to every single one of us.
Not
Thank
the
you guys
shot
for
at
not
you.
lying.
He seemed like he was like.
Thanks for lying to me.
Well, Sarah voting on me, I don't know if I was exactly surprised. I'm actually, I don't know, I feel like it kind of like laid some things out for me. You got some explaining to do.
I know. I think you probably know, like, me and Brandon were really close. No, I know that, like, I told you I was going to vote for Brandon, but, like, there was no other names. Haley told me she was going to vote for you.
I'm just gonna say like, I'm not against you.
So what's your final 3 looking like now? Who's taking my spot? I feel like my game is in Dennis and Tasha's hands because I just voted for Pat, so he's not. I got nothing with him. Feeling still good about my Dennis, Tasha, me final 3.
Sarah has said she wanted to do the 3 of us, but now I don't know.
Do you think Sarah has her reduced with us?
How does that make me look in front of the jury if I betray the person who's been protecting me, which is Sarah?
What was that?
Yeah. Who are the best 3 to take with me to 4? Sarah's a big jury threat. I think Haley is a big jury threat. It seems like the move is either Haley or Sarah this round, and I'm just trying to think what's going to put me in the best position after that vote. I'm worried because Haley has a lot of friends on the jury, but so does Sarah. Would you take me to the end? Okay. I think we have very different stories. Pat wants to take you, but Pat has not said he will take me. Pat
So
is like, Dennis is
Premer.
my number 1. Yeah.
Pat, I never know what he's going
Yeah.
to do. I think he honestly might be a good person to go to the
I
end
feel
with,
like I could
but
do
I
that.
don't have that commitment to him.
Yeah.
I think Pat is like really locked in. He's like telling other people I'm his final 2. Why do you have to blow up everything about everything? So he's told Tasha that.
I know my final 2 is gonna dance.
So you're locked with Dennis.
I want to take him to final 2. Obviously,
You
if
think you
people
can
are
beat
gonna
him?
vote him out, I do.
He told Haley that.
Sorry if I'm blowing up our spot here, but I feel like I want to see you and me at the end. Okay, and that 3rd chair is pretty wide open.
I appreciate you being honest.
Pat's like, I don't know. let me be honest. Dennis, you're my final two. I'm wide open for the other one, and I'm like, what are you doing?
You know I'm solid with you. Okay. If they're putting your name out there,
Are they putting my name out there?
no. If that's what's happening, I promise you, I will let you know. You're my guy. We're going to the end of this.
I appreciate
okay?
it.
I'm visualizing you and I sitting together in bed. Okay. It's all true, folks. Me and Dennis, the D-Dog, we're going to the end of the line. D-Daddy and P-Daddy. I just hope I can, take that and sincerely quell butterflies in his tum-tum.
Hoping you guys are being honest about wanting to go with me, but I feel like I've burned like every single bridge I've had, like besides you guys, and like we agree, like we can't bring Tasha to the end.
I don't think so.
I'm kind of flabbergasted, but I feel like people still actually want to go to the end with me. My preferred final three is Pat and Haley. I'm afraid I could be getting too greedy and then I become the biggest target at 5 or 4. I don't know, my name hasn't come up yet and I don't really know why. Like you're really good with like going to the end with me. Like
Yeah, I would go to the end with you.
Okay.
And I told you since the beginning of the game that I want to go to the end of the game with you. So I'm staying loyal to that.
Tasha and Sarah are very close.
Yes.
Despite Pat's kind of weirdness about some of the things he says, we need to be rock solid.
Who's gonna win this next challenge?
Actually, what's your final three looking like?
I don't know. I'm like just kind of going with the flow.
So my ideal final three are. I do think that I'll be able to beat Pat, so I want Pat, and I'm torn between Dennis and Tasha. I think that Tasha has a better chance of beating me if she's in there. So I need to go Dennis right now.
Yeah, I was thinking Sarah. She had sides of her eyes, like she would go down there and have to get out. The jury kind of knows her, so I feel like she could have a better chance of beating her right now.
I heard your name getting thrown out there.
From who? Them? If I'm being honest, I heard you were throwing my name out there, so.
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't say your name.
I don't know why people would be telling me that you're throwing my name out there.
No. I would rather do Pat.
Haley's throwing out my name. I guess I'm fine keeping somebody around that's throwing out my name, but maybe that's a mistake that I'll be regretting.
Cool.
I'm just afraid to have her carry with the bonds that she's going to face with the other team.
She probably loses her.
Yeah, she has to. About how that last will win.
Well, hey, I mean, it made my decision easy. 11
Sarah
points.
next.
If she doesn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played as well in like the individual immunity challenges, but that's kind of how I set myself up to be this year. I didn't want to come out as strong as a physical threat. I think I'm playing a better social game. I have an idol that nobody knows about, so I have that to hold on to. So I'm hoping when that comes out, that could be something that's big.
So it sounds like Sarah, I feel so bad because Sarah really
Were you guys
protected me.
close? Yeah, I feel like you guys
Yeah.
kinda got
Well, I feel like we bonded when she came over to our tribe. So I would feel bad. Like if she was coming to me, I would feel the same way. But I feel like because she is so close with the newbies, from her coming over, I feel like she's a bigger jury threat than Pat. No, I would do it. I think everyone loves Sarah. I love Sarah. I think she is a big jury threat.
I feel like we're better off like going with Haley or going with Pat to the end of
Okay,
that.
so you want to take Haley over Sarah.
I feel bad. I feel like I've already burned the bridge. Like I got out. Brandon was
I
closer
just
than
talked to Sarah and she's like still down for the three of us. Dennis and Haley were just talking to me and they were like, Sarah's a big jury threat. Should we go for Sarah?
I feel like I'm in a bad spot.
each of the castaways carefully setting their totem and getting into place. And this challenge is on. The castaways will need to shut out all distractions if they're to ensure their spot in the final four. Everyone understandably choosing a spot in the shade, leaving a slight gap between Dennis and the rest. Each of the final five has put in so much to get to this point, they'd hate to see their position jeopardized by a lapse in concentration. The castaways all still looking solid, perhaps starting to feel a bit of discomfort, but no one's showing it. The stick just wide enough to support the totem, but certainly not a stable position. It's tempting to switch your mind onto autopilot, but that's exactly when disaster is most likely to strike. Incredibly high stakes, as the winner of this challenge will be just a single immunity win or a single survived tribal council away from making it to the end of the game. With only 5 left, having immunity will not only guarantee your safety, but will allow you to exert considerable influence over the upcoming vote. And Sarah is the first to drop out, everyone else not letting the elimination distract them. Pat next out of the challenge. No shot at immunity, as his drop totem reminds us. Either Haley, Tasha, or Dennis will be claiming their spot in the final four. That's it for Dennis, and we're left with Haley and Tasha going one-on-one for individual immunity. The final showdown to have increased difficulty. Each of Tasha and Haley are going to move to 1 foot in 3, 2, 1. Now either dropping the totem or setting that foot down will hand immunity to the other. Both women remaining very strong and composed. You'd never know so much in this game is on the line from the calm they're exuding. The difficulty's about to be ratcheted up one more step, as both Haley and Tasha will need to close their eyes. In 3, 2, 1. Things getting serious now, both hoping they can heighten their other senses to make up for the lost vision and keep them in this challenge. Haley drops, and Tasha wins her second immunity challenge and moves into the final four. Tasha, that was a clutch immunity win for you, your second straight of the season. Here's the individual immunity necklace. Alright, and you are into the final 4 of this game. One of the rest of you will become the 10th player voted out of Survivor Branford.
I didn't really want Tasha to win that one, and I'm doubly worried now. She's a couple wins under her belt. I feel like if she makes it to the end, she's in a really good space. So I think she needs to go at 4. I need Pat and Haley to stick together with me.
It's okay. You know what? I was close and
Yeah.
it's only what it is, so.
Yeah, Sarah throwing a vote, I think it was unfortunate.
Yeah, so are you feeling comfortable with her?
Yeah, I think that's probably, I think Dennis would go for that too. My real number 1 vote here this one time. She holds a lot of cards.
I can't believe I won immunity again. I feel like everyone underestimated me. I hope they're not seeing me as a threat. I've been trying to really manage my threat level. Okay, anyone but me, I'll vote for whoever. And I knew I needed to win challenges at the end to show to the jury that I can compete and play the game, but also to build my resume a little bit.
I think you, me, Dennis could beat either of the two of them.
Do you think Pat will get jury votes?
He's been just like chaotic.
So you don't think he's going to get jury votes?
Right, so maybe he is the one to take to the...
I think Haley will get a lot of jury votes.
I agree.
She is very friendly with me.
I agree with that. Yeah, that makes sense. My original inclination was to go for Pat at this vote, but I think Tasha just made some really good points to me that Haley's more of a jury threat. Pat had bad vibes in the beginning of the game. Like, he doesn't seem to give firm answers to people, so we don't trust him, but we don't need trust at this point in the game. Like, it's just pure numbers. So I think Haley's probably going to be my vote.
Oh, Haley. Okay.
Yes. What does Haley think the vote is? Does she think it's me? It's fine if she thinks it's me. She had the clue. I feel like if she has an idol, then she's going to vote for me.
If she is an idol and she thinks all the votes are on her, she can pick anybody to get out.
Right, and I think that's me.
I don't think I'll probably keep people later, but I don't think
Okay, so my plan going into that challenge was either, okay, if I won, great, but now that I haven't won, it's still fine because I have the hidden immunity idol, so I'm going to use it on myself no matter what for my safety, and hopefully it will kind of shock everybody.
I think Haley's the vote. I feel like I have to go say it myself because if Haley has an idol, I'm the 100% Haley has to go home. I need a backup plan if Haley has an idol. If she has an idol, I am out of the game.
Okay.
Because she is going to vote for me.
Okay. No, she's
going
very threatened
to vote for me. I need to vote for Pat.
Okay.
You and Dennis are
Me and
voting for
Dennis
Haley.
are voting for Haley.
I am voting for Pat.
Okay.
Haley's voting for me.
Okay.
You need to
You're
get
on
Pat to
Pat.
vote for Haley. You guys need to get him on Haley,
And
or else
you
I'm
wanna
going
vote
home.
for Pat.
I need to vote for Pat.
Okay.
All the rest of the vote should be on Haley.
Okay.
Please. The group is voting for Haley. I hope. I'm crossing my fingers. I know Haley's trying to get me out. She feels like I'm the biggest jury threat. I put a backup vote on Pat. Honestly, it's going to come down to Pat's vote. Because if Pat and Haley both vote for me, then obviously I'm out. Haley will cancel Dennis's and Tasha's vote. Should we just put the vote on Pat? I don't know. If we don't switch the vote to Pat. If you and Tasha vote for Haley, then she plays an idol on herself. If Haley and Pat both vote for me, and that's why the only answer to that is me, you, and Tasha voting for Pat. But if we really don't think Haley has an idol, I think we should vote for her.
I don't know. I don't know if you know she's voting for you or she wants it to be you. And she's worried you have an idol. So I'm basically just to come up here and see if I can try and figure out whether you have an idol.
You have an idol? No, I don't. I swear to God, I don't.
Do you think Danny got it?
I don't think it's going to matter, even if she puts a vote on you.
Like she thinks we have 3 or 4 on you.
The move here, unfortunately, is to go for Sarah, who I feel bad about, but we did kind of leave her out last time, so I don't know if she fully trusts me anyway. I know Tasha has felt close to Sarah, so I'm hoping she's legit about that. Sarah, I think Haley. I think you're good. You're not like backup fake plan.
Oh,
even,
okay.
I think.
There's not a lot of places to hide now. It's sounding like the vote is Sarah. I'm feeling good about me, Dennis, Haley out of final 3. A lot of things kind of have to go right for that to happen, so we'll see.
Are we still good on Sarah? Okay. I don't know if the vote is going to you or Haley from Sarah, but I feel like our play is Sarah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I get it.
Dennis and Pat are still good on Sarah.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote out Sarah.
You should still be yeah. Sarah is torn between you and Pat.
Yeah.
Are we super funny about Dennis right now? I feel like no one has said his name ever.
Sarah votes Pat, and Pat votes for Sarah.
I think everyone really likes Dennis, and he has a really compelling story, like competing 9 seasons. I think everyone would love to see him win.
Final three, let's see. Yeah.
That's kind of the plan right now. I don't know if it's actually going to work or if this is probably the smartest thing for me, but I think it's time to make a big move, and I don't think people are going to be expecting it. Me and Tasha are going to vote Dennis. Pat and Dennis are going to vote for Sarah. So we get 2-2, and then that means that me, Pat, and Tasha have to revote. We vote for Dennis again.
You and me, Dennis, Pat are all on Sarah right now.
Yeah.
If you and me actually vote Dennis, then it's going to be 2 Dennis, 2 Sarah, 1 Pat.
Yeah, so it would be me, you, and Pat revoting.
Yes.
So then me and you would revote for Dennis, and then Pat would vote for.
My game is in your hands, so whoever you want. Do you think I'm getting 3 votes?
No, I don't know.
I thought I had you and Dennis. I thought it was you, me, Dennis.
Okay,
That's
so
it. I'm trying to get Haley out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if she has the idol, it's just up to chance. I'm really legit. I don't think I can talk about this. Okay? Because I think it's going your way.
It's going my way. I'm getting voted out.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You know, I'm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I blew it.
Pat just straight up told me he thinks it's going my way. I was like, okay, so I'm getting voted out. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. He just told me to my face, I'm getting voted out. Are we voting for Haley or Pat?
Haley.
Should I put a vote on Pat in case she has an idol? But they're gonna have 2 on me.
I think Pat's voting for you.
He just told me he's voting me out.
Yeah, I screwed up real bad, man. She's like intense, dude. She's freaking out over there. Whoops.
Yes.
And then they walk out.
What does that mean?
I don't. Poor guy.
It doesn't matter.
These are the cracks.
I'm sorry. I like you saw what happened there, right?
Okay, final 5. Sarah, how can I not start with you? You are shaking your head already. What is going on here?
I'll just be honest. I feel like I have nothing to lose at this point. I feel like I went from a really solid footing in this game at like 7, and now I just feel like I'm about to get voted out. So that's why the game just like changed like that, and it's just like mind-boggling to me.
What particular changes are you speaking to? Was it Brandon being voted out? Was it Tasha winning immunity back-to-back? Something else?
It was Brandon being voted out, and these guys all voted together to vote Brandon out, and I was the only one left out. So when you're the only one left out of the vote, it kind of puts your back against the wall.
Pat, was it a conscious decision to leave Sarah out of the last vote?
Not to my conscious, Jim.
Did you tell her that was the plan?
He did not.
I did on purpose because I knew Brandon was Sarah's closest ally. I had voted for Brandon the tribal before because I thought he was a really big threat. I value Sarah as an ally, and I felt like it would be putting her in a really rough spot to tell her I wanted to vote out Brandon again. So yeah, it was intentional.
I totally agree. They all made the right game move for them. Me and Brandon were probably too like obvious about, you know, being very close allies. And I agree, we were both like big jury threats. So from their perspective, they absolutely made the right move. I'm just saying that like for me, I was the only one left out. So like the 100% trust that I felt with my allies, like I still do trust them, but like the 100% trust is all I'm getting.
Dennis, did you view last vote as almost the first step in a two-part plan? One, get out Brandon, and two, Sarah is next as a result of that?
That was definitely not my worry was, and this goes to what Tasha was saying, was that Brandon and Sarah were closer together than I was with either of them, and that they need to be split up. And like Tasha said, that we need to just leave Sarah out of that, because if one of them has an idol, then it backfires and we're gone.
Haley, despite the result of the last vote, do you feel like you still have a good working relationship with Sarah?
I hope so. I don't even know where I stand at this vote. It's so hard when there's 5 people. You don't know who to trust at this point. I mean, I hope that I've built relationships with people that I can get to the end with and can trust what they're saying is true, but I have no idea, so I'm nervous. I'm nervous how this vote's gonna go. I'm so nervous.
My heart is like probably like 180 right now.
Stomach hurts.
Pat, do you think there's a realistic scenario where the vote might end up on you?
Yeah, I can imagine it, I guess.
So you may not be as nervous as Haley is right now.
Are you nervous?
Are you nervous?
I mean, how am I not? How are you not?
I guess I'm supposed to go.
Tasha, is it possible that despite having immunity, you have nerves about this vote?
I definitely do. Even though I'm safe this vote, there's another vote, and the odds of winning another challenge are pretty slim. I feel like this vote, I'm just trying to set myself up for the best group of 4, and then hopefully getting to the end.
Dennis, do you feel like the plan for this vote is settled and this is all just kind of a charade right now and having all this conversation?
I mean, I think it's very rare that anyone's vote actually changes at tribal council. You kind of having the same conversations a few times, and like, there isn't much more.
Haley, do you want to just get this vote over with? Enough with the talk and more voting?
Yes.
Is there anything anyone would like to say before the vote? Okay, then it is time to vote, and Pat, you're up first.
I made a huge mistake right at the end there, but hopefully looking stupid and incompetent is where you want to be when people are picking people to go up against at final tribal.
Has a hidden immunity idol, now is your final chance to play it.
I've had this since the beginning of the game. I haven't really told anybody that I had it. What happened was I shared the clue with Michelle and she ended up finding it, so we kind of decided that we would share the idol together. I'm using it on myself.
Great job.
This is a hidden immunity idol. All votes for Haley will not count. I'll read the votes. First vote. Sarah. Pat. 1 vote Pat, 1 vote Sarah. Sarah. 2 votes Sarah. Dennis. 1 vote Dennis, 1 vote Pat, 2 votes Sarah. Dennis. We have a tie. 2 votes for Sarah, 2 votes for Dennis. So in the event of a tie, we'll re-vote. Sarah and Dennis, you will not vote. Pat, Tasha, and Haley, you will vote. You can only vote for Sarah or for Dennis. With that said, we will do the re-vote, and Pat, we'll have you vote first.
Okay.
First vote. Dennis. Sarah. One vote Sarah, one vote Dennis, one vote left. 10th person voted out of Survivor Branford. Dennis. Dennis, that's 2, that's all it takes this time. Bring me your torch. Dennis, try to
At least I found another kind of unique way to go out. I kept wondering when people were going to try and make a move on me, because I found it hard to believe how many people were willing to go to the end with me. It may have been me kind of breaking off from Brandon and Sarah. It was an amazing time. I'm glad I made it this far. Obviously would have loved to make it and win.